Okay, so for lesson number 2 under module 1, so we'll be discussing counting techniques. This is an introduction to probability. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to distinguish between multiplication rule and addition rule. Solve counting problems using multiplication rule. Solve counting problems using addition rule. Okay, so let's discuss fundamental principle of counting, multiplication rule. So in a series of events, m sub 1, m sub 2, m sub 3, up to m sub n, which occur simultaneously, the total number of possible outcomes will be the product of these possibilities. N is a total number of events. Example 1, if a 22-member club needs to elect a chair and a treasurer, how many different ways can these two be elected? Now, to elect a chair, we have 22 possible outcomes coming from the 22 members or club members, and once a chair is elected, then the total choices for the treasurer will be 22 minus 1, so that's 21. Now, since you're counting them simultaneously, then the total possible ways will be 22 times 21, which is 462. Let's have another example. The digits 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are to be used to form 5-digit number. How many different numbers can be formed if repetitions are permitted? Okay, so there are 5 digits to be formed. So for the first digit, there are a total of 4 possible outcomes, excluding 0, because a number cannot start with 0 number. And then since repetitions are permitted, then we have 5 choice for the remaining 4 digits. Now, since these are simultaneous events, then the total possible outcomes will be the product of 4, 5, 5, 5, and 5, which is 2,500. When repetition is not allowed, okay, again, we have, for the first digit, we have 4. Since repetition is not allowed, for the next digit, so that will be 4 minus 1 would be 3, and then it can now be 0, so we have plus 1, so we have a total of 4 possible choices for the second digit. Then minus 1, 3 digits, minus 1 again, so 2, and then minus 1, you have 1 for the last, 1 choice for the last digit. So again, these are simultaneous events, so the total possible ways will be the product of these possibilities, which is 96. In a similar manner, if we want to count the number of odd numbers, and then repetition is not allowed, okay, so this again, application of multiplication rule. Now, an odd number is determined by the last digit. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, there are only 2 odd, 1 and 3. So you have 2 possible choices here. When 1 or 3 is chosen here, then the total possible outcomes here will be 3, excluding 0, and then the number chosen at the last digit. And then minus 1, you have 2, plus you can now choose 0 here. So total of 3 possible ways. Minus 1, you have 2. Minus 1, you have 1. So the total possible outcomes will be the product, which is 36. So this will be left as an exercise. So what is the number, or the total number of 5-digit number that is greater than 30,000, and then repetition is not allowed? Not necessarily. Yes, no, it should be 5-digit number. So the answer should be 48. Let's have another example. So how many 7 digit numbers are there if the first digit is not 0 and the first 3 digits is not 800? Okay, so let's count first those numbers starting with 0, and then those numbers starting with 800. So for those on 7-digit numbers starting with 0, we have 1 million. So take note that since this is phone digit number, so numbers can repeat, or digits can repeat. Then you only have one choice for the first digit, which is 0. Starting with 800, so the first 3 digits are fixed. Okay, so you only have 1, 1, 1 choice for the first 3 digits, then 10 for the remaining digits. So the total possible outcomes will be 10,000. Now if we count the number of 7 phone digit numbers without restrictions, so 10 for each, 10 choices for each digit, so we have 10 to the 7, so that's 10 million. And then if we subtract this 10 million from 1 million and then 10,000, you get those numbers not starting with 0 and 800. Okay, so we subtract 10 million, or we subtract 1 million 10,000 from 10 million, and that would be 8,990,000. Okay, so let's have fundamental principle of counting addition rule. Now, mutually exclusive events are those events which do not occur simultaneously. For example, in rolling a die, obtaining an odd number and an even number at the same time are mutually exclusive events. So for mutually exclusive events, we add these possibilities. For example, how many numbers greater than 4,000 can be formed from digits 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4? Using each digit only once in each number, so repetitions are not allowed. Now, in this case, we have two possible cases. It's not mentioned here whether it is a 5-digit number or 4-digit numbers. So we have two possible cases. There are 4-digit numbers that can be greater than 4,000. So we count the possible, or the total possible 4-digit numbers no greater than 4,000. Since the highest is 4 here, so you only have one possible choice for the first digit. And then sa second digit we have, so if we have 5 here minus 1, so that you can now choose 0 here. So 4 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 2. So the total possible ways, or the total possible 4-digit numbers greater than 4,000 will be 24. And for the second case, we count those 5-digit numbers greater than 4,000. So definitely all 5-digit numbers that can be formed are greater than 4,000. And we apply the restriction that no repetition is not allowed. So for the first digit we have 4, plus 0 here. So 4 minus 1, then plus 1 choice here, which is 0. So you get 4 here, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. So multiplying, you get 96. Now, these two are mutually exclusive events. So you count them when you have two mutually exclusive events. You count them separately. So when you count them separately, you add, these two possibilities. So the total possible numbers greater than 4,000 is 120. Let's have example number 5. How many possible 11-phone digit numbers are there starting with 0 or starting with 921? So or means addition or indicates addition rule. So this 0 digit and 9 for those numbers starting with 921 are mutually exclusive events. So no common number or no common digit numbers. Starting with 0, you have 10 to the 10 because you have 0, so one choice for the first digit, and then 10 for the remaining 10 digits, so 10 to the 10. And then starting with 921, you have one choice for the first 3 digits, and then 10 for the remaining digits, and that is 10 to the 8. So the total will be the sum, okay, which is 1.01 times 10 to the 10.